I got a couple Coachella stories. I'll just be super quick. One was that because growing up, I was like, when I was in the punk scene and the hardcore scene, it was like really in vogue to be straight edge. You know what I mean? And that was like a big straight edge hardcore was a big thing. And like the band Minor Threat were kind of considered like the gods. They were like the OG. Like they were like the Jesus to carpentry is like Minor Threat to straight edge kind of thing. And then yeah, so the singer Ian MacKaye, he went on to form Fugazi, who like informed so many creative decisions of mine. And so he was like a hero of mine growing up. And then, but my thing was, I had it in my head that I would lose my voice if I didn't have a shot or two of Jaeger before every set. Because when I wouldn't take Jaeger, I had lost my voice. So I just had in my head that it like coats my throat or it relaxes the muscles or something.
Yeah.
And then anyway, so we're about to go on at Coachella, and I hadn't had Jaeger, but there was just so many moving parts. So I was like, oh, whatever. And then Tony Hawk comes up and he's like stoked to watch your set. I'm like, oh God. And he basically was positioned side stage. He's like, oh God, Tony Hawk's here. All good. And like, I literally broke up with a long-term girlfriend just so that I could have more time to spend playing Tony Hawk. So I was like a big Tony Hawk guy.
Yeah.
And then but then this woman comes up to me, she's like, oh, if you do want that Jaeger, like I can get it for you if you come with me. So I'm like, okay. And then I follow her, and then she's like, you just have to get on this golf cart. I'm like, oh, we're about to play. And then she's like, well, I'll just take you to where the Jaeger is or whatever, the tent or whatever. So I get on there, and then Ian MacKaye, first Cameron Diaz gets on the cart with me.
Oh.
And I'm like, what?
Cool.
So I'm just sitting with Cameron Diaz, just being like, hey.
Hey, girl.
How you this weather's pretty good, hey? And I was there's something about Mary fan. I kind of lost touch after that, but yeah, I just thought she would just seem like the perfect human at that point in my life. So I was just so nervous.
Yeah.
And then partway as we're cruising along, they stop and Ian MacKaye from Minor Threat gets on, and he's sitting right beside me, and I'm like, oh, here, Ian MacKaye, how's it going? Oh, good to meet you. I'm a big fan. And then the next stop is they stop at the tent, and then this woman comes up to me and she's like, here's your shots of Jaeger. And I just felt like so bummed that like the OG king of straight edge
Oh man,
it is like beside me, and like I was straight edge for years, but like now I'm not, and now I'm like drinking like the douchiest shot, like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
It'd be like if you were sitting beside Dr. Drew and they're like, here's your peach schnapps.